think I'm in chat. I think we're all back. If anyone could give me a shout out here, we are done following Zack Snyder for a second. Let's get over to our one and favorite. Oh, Schreiber actually picked up an eighth. He's in eighth right now. Let's see who's on a fast one. Fausto last week also performed pretty well. Looks like some struggles with the rain right now. It's going to be throughout this whole race, as you can see, within the current time, 10 minutes from now and 30 minutes from now. Big rain, as we are probably going to see that a lot in this race. We do have Anthony Kelly going around the track as well. Give me some what's up in the chat if you guys could hear me. I'm making sure that chat is actually working for me. Much love if you guys want to send me some. But we do have Christian Julian over in 13th right now. But the whole gaps seem to be 129 and 130 and another 130 by McCullough. Tyler McCullough, I hear you, King. Thank you so much, David Morgan. What's up? Tyler McCullough is in third at the moment, but we are following along with Anthony Kelly as he is posting one of his, what will look like to be a better time. Let's see if we can get around this bend. Actually get a little profile picture and into editing mode. Let's go to TV1. Awesome. We might need some more sound. There we go. As Den's looking, or Anthony Kelly is actually looking to pick up half a second here, but we are only in the start of the race. Let's see where he loses time. Kelly looks pretty decent going through that third bend, as this is where you pick up speed and learn to harness it throughout this whole turn. Kelly looks like he has a okay handle. He looks a little bit iffy with the rain, but still pushing it as he still holds about a half a second. Actually chasing on the Schreiber as well. Kelly on a flyer, but is losing time. That's 0.2 of a second. Of a difference that he was just posting, but he still will be picking up a green. Maybe picks up a position here as well. Right over. That's 3 positions picked up by Anthony Kelly right there. He puts himself in 5th place. Great run by him. And he's actually performing well enough, but Schreiber actually gets in the way. We do have a minute of qualifying left. I'll be walking him down. But we do have another one. I know you guys want to see McCullough, but he is currently in the pits. We have Dan Fernandez actually competing for a great lap here. Dan Fernandez actually picks up 3rd place with that run, being a 136. We do have the top 5 in the 130s at the moment. As the next gap, you'll see 131s pretty much all the way to 13th place, which is ending with Ian Demler. And then you'll see another gap within, I forgot to do this for y'all. I like that. Oh, what was he doing on the road? There it is. That's broadcasting mode. Perfect. Wow, Fernandez seems to be mad about that one, as I would be as well. Shouldn't be some stop cars in the road. But that puts Fernandez actually out of his slump, and it could maybe ruin his mental right there. Let's see if he can hold it together, as he is in third, holding up a 130.6. Zach Schneider actually picks up a 129.8. So just about about a half a second off of everyone else, as we have most of everyone in the pits right now. But we have Robbie, sort of Asian. Now Robbie's first race I've ever called, because I don't know who Robbie Short of Asian is. But he's making a strong impression with his 130. Doesn't pick up any time there, but a 133 is going to be a half a second off of the leader. Tyler Trimble is still on track. Wasn't able to kill the lap, but ends up being in 18th place. And let's see if any penalties were issued. No. And we'll be right back. Welcome back as we are underway, starting off in the rain at BrandsHatch. Looks like we're going to have a wet track all day today. Temperature is 20 degrees Celsius, and on track, it's going to be 25 degrees. No wind at the moment, as that is probably going to be a little bit more helpful on the short looking track. And as it is short, we do have a large grid. So let's get off and started with Jack Schneider, as he had posted the fastest lap as we're along with that. And a pretty fast one as well. Looked really good, especially in the rain. Didn't really look like he messed up at all. Robbie, sort of Asian. He is in second place. We didn't get to really ride along with him much. We did see Dan Fernandez over in third place, as he did get into a crash in the straightaway, as he was looking to make some pretty good time and almost beating that, so we could see that fight between Dan Fernandez and Zach Schneider. But we do have Tyler McCullough, one in favor. I know we got some fans out there. I saw some fans screaming as he made his way into today. We have Ian Abel taking the 5th spot. We did see Anthony Kelly a little bit on the track, actually gaining momentum, as this is probably one of the first races I've called for him as well. We do have Christian Julian over in the 7th spot. Fausto Fisher. Let's get that helicam, please. There we go. We have Nyla Nightshade over in the BMW. We have Abib Ahad in the BMW as well, taking the top 10 spot. And the favorite, Joik Jean, over in the 11th spot. We do have Ian Demler right behind him. And about where this next group should be is ending off with Shane Swearigan over in the 13th spot. We do have Brett Storm starting off in 14th. We have David Gallant 15th, Pat McLean in 16th, as this grid looks like it's going to be bunching up ready for the start, as Juarez Augusto Jr. making his debut today. Tyler Trumbull, a good favorite out there. Zachary Flatt starts us off. Over in 20th, Ian Luscombe. Brandon Whipple over in the Porsche. Connor Cools in the McLaren. Joe Fanati, Nate Schreiber actually starting in pits. D. Rubble, Anderson, Nunez, Marco, Vincent in 26. And right away, we do have some action with Nate, or Zach Schneider and Robbie Short Asian. Fernandez looking to gain a little bit of spots here. This is going to be a pivotal turn in turn 1. Very big high pin. 5th place, Fausto. Whoa, was that Ian? It did look like to be Ian and McCullough getting into it there. Actually, Abel really losing spots over in the Ford Mustang. The LOC. As he nearly pushes his way through, this is going to be a wild pace here, but there is a little bit of a crash back there, as Tyler Trimble really losing spots. See Ian Demler moving up in the pace right here. See him in the black McLaren, as the Porsche is almost taking the inside. Great exit from Ian. We're going to be following along with the top 3 right now. Sort of Asian actually did take first place over Dan Fernandez. Zach Snyder actually losing both the spots, so he might have slipped up just with the pressure from Robbie over in that BMW. As first lap will be handed over to Robbie, posting a 134. Right behind him, another 134 by Dan Fernandez. Tyler McCullough posting a 135. He do lose some time. Robbie really pulling off the pace right now, as Zach Schneider getting almost bullied by Tyler McCullough. We're going to be sticking along with this one right here. Schneider really getting off the track a little bit. Coming down the line. Now after this turn comes a really long straightaway here. As this is a momentum spot, this is a game changer. If you don't know how to use this correctly, it will hurt you. Using all the track as pivotal there, as Tyler McCullough looks like he does. A little bit more than Schneider. Patience is key as 926 does fall off the track as that goes to Joe Vanoni. Christian Julian lose 2 spots, but we're in this close fight. That's Tyler McCullough and Zach Schneider picking up 2nd and 3rd at the moment. Well, actually 3rd and 4th. Really close gaps all around. There we go. We're going to go actually over to Ian Abel, where he had an actually strong start over on qualifying, but the start on the actual track today proving a little bit harder as we have a fight that's getting evened out all the way down the line here. Dan really looking to overtake on Robbie. Being patient, showing that he's still there. This is still a long race of 40 minutes left. 2 laps were led by Mr. Robbie. You do see Brandon Whipple and Zachary Flatt within a second of each other. Just off the track, Brandon Whipple saves it. Safe rejoin, safe rejoin, safe rejoin. Let's go. Get it back, Mr. Brandon Whipple. We'll see if you get better than 18th. I hope you. As Zoe Jean in the straightaway. Very pivotal turn here in turn 1. This is another momentum swing, as Jean looks like he has very good momentum through this and catching on the bumper of Julian. Putting a lot of pressure, maybe faking the inside. We do have another gap here with McCullough and Schneider. And just ahead of them, Fernandez and Robbie are getting at it with the same kind of gap here, as you see those two right ahead of these, McCullough and Schneider. Fernandez really pushing on Robbie here. Coming to the outside. Maybe a big momentum swing as it pushed Robbie just on the outside, but Fernandez gets a better exit. This top 4 is really working well together, keeping a tight grid, as our next gap would be 6 seconds away with Fausto Fischer in 5th place. Actually, the fastest lap still being Zach Schneider with the 1:30.4. He is over in 3rd place there, as he looks like he's catching up to Dan, as we're following along that red McLaren there. These are rookies, yep. Head over to the helicam. As we get a bird's eye view with these top four, there in the middle of your screen, you have Dan Fernandez. Just ahead of him in that GTR, you have Robbie. Oh, he put it a little bit too much, as sad to see, but you do see Fernandez really giving up those two positions. But it's still a long race, as 37 minutes still remain. This is actually the tightest group right now. Headed over into action. Well, so much fighting. Not even so much fighting. But there has been a gap still at 6 seconds with Fausto. And that group is actually getting close as well. But I think Zach... Oh, Robbie, this is 5th lap of the race. As the gap widens from 3rd to 4th, we do see the top 3 with Tyler McCullough, Zach Schneider, and Robbie leading the race. This gap is literally 0.4 seconds away from each other. From each gap. You see Zach Schneider over in that green and white Ferrari, and leading the race is that BMW from Robbie, the orange and black. Tyler McCullough is the 3rd place car. Pretty good use with the speed from Zach, as you see him catching up and putting on the brakes a little hard, as this group still remains with another 0.3 of a second from each other. Great action, as we'll follow along with Zach Schneider in the pits, or in the car, not the pits. You'll see how close he actually gets within this turn here. And you can see what I'm talking about. He just gains momentum through the outside here. But it looks like Robbie is just a little too much. But somehow, someway, Tyler McCullough slips in like it's no one's business. Actually taking over. Tyler McCullough making moves. Oh man, what an outplay. I'm so glad we got that from that view. I mean, we saw everything that Schneider was even pushing with, and somehow Tyler McCullough really pushed it on through. As you see, Zach Schneider actually almost losing mental a little bit as he does fly off the track. Tyler McCullough not used to being in this first place in this track at the moment, as this is his first lap led. Leading and following, two different things. We need a replay of that move. I think it's a little bit out of replay, but I would love to have gotten it. I need to get better at it. Tell us who you guys want to see as replay of the move, please. I'm trying to get my team on it. They're what is that? They're shaking their head. That footage is long gone now. Potter. There we go. Zach Schneider actually gaining a little bit of mental back as he's pushing into 4th, into 3rd, right behind Dan. Fausto actually has made up 3 seconds of his time coming back, as he was 6 seconds. So this second group could be catching up to the leaders, as they were fighting and jousting for positions, which ended up Tyler McCullough, Robbie, Dan Fernandez, and Zach Schneider. This foursome of a group is really doing great. We're actually going to be switching over to Brett Storm, fighting over with Nightshade. As Brett Storm, you see in the middle of your screen there, in the blue and gold BMW. And you do see Vanilla Violina? Yeah, Violina Nightshade over in the red and white and black BMW. And that group is actually led by Christian Julian over in the Ford red and white Mustang. Another jousting up there, as Zach Schneider's looking to contend for this top spot again. Very close from Dan. Robbie, not understanding, he is actually slowing this group down, it seems. Tyler McCullough posting the best lap of the race with a 130.2. Tyler is indeed, as they say out there in YouTube land, quote unquote, ballin'. What a move by Zach as he pushes the inside. Now we have Dan really pushing on because he's getting pressured by Zach. Let's head over into the cockpit on board with Zach Schneider, as he needs some screen time today. Dan Fernandez is about less than literally a tenth of a second off of Robbie, so even though he's not on your screen, he's just being blocked by the other car of Dan Fernandez in the McLaren. Very good push from Zach here, as he holds on, not too pushing it. Windows are now open for pits, and they have exactly 15 minutes to get in before pits close out. 40K for the McLaren. As we see a big push into the pits. No one got penalized, but wow, we did see some closeness. And let's see who gets out of the pits first. Over into the helicam we go. These top four have begun to pit, and it will be interesting to see who comes out first. What do they take? I know this is interesting right now, but it actually is. As he comes up, McCullough first to leave. As right behind him, we have Dan. Zach Schneider getting passed up again over into the fourth spot. As now we follow along with our before leader Robbie, but we are on with Anthony Kelly, as he started off in 5th place, if y'all remember from qualifying. Big gap there, but we do see Gallant over with Joik Jean. As you see, the purple and neon Ford Mustang chasing down the Joik Jean BMW all black. Looks like he's lost some steam, but we do have number 12 over on the sidelines. As he is now entered almost as a blue car, but we do have Abid Bahar with a 10-second penalty. Nate Schreiber also picking up a penalty. as our previous leader of the race, Robbie, is now in first place. We have Fausto staying out. This new foursome has quite a spread, but it's Anthony Kelly in third and Ian Abel in fourth. Following some action here with Nate Schreiber and Tyler McCullough, as Schreiber has not yet taken a pit. And you see him in the white and blue McLaren. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the red and black McLaren. Actually, not pushed off, but maybe pressured. Tyler McCullough does take that spot over. It looks like Barta did get moved up. Schreiber off again. That you saw him in the back. Kind of mad I didn't get the race tonight now. Well, what happened, man? It's gonna be a wet race today. Tyler McCullough really making some moves here. Already picking up one spot over from 12th. As this gap is not being settled at the moment. But he is flashing lights saying, let me through or I'ma hit ya. As we see Juarez Augusto still holding off Tyler McCullough. But we know the next 9th through 5th spot, they have not taken their pit yet. Fortunately, I had to sign out the season. Might have actually gotten banned from first race. Oh, well, that sucks. I hope we learn from it then. If it was like a good bannable offense. The gaps, I see, are from due to pits. So we do have Fausto Fischer and Ian Abel. As Juarez Augusto does get passed up another spot to Tyler McCullough. We do have 9 minutes left. As Tyler McCullough is picking up a spot. Let's see if we have some back action here with Rubble trying to chase down Ian Luscombe. Rubble's looking for the inside as Luscombe is holding on the out. Might ruin his entry. Oh, but a big block by Rubble as Snyder goes right around him. Good moves. Good avoidance too by Schreiber. Oh, relative? Alright. Get that fixed. There we go. Still, the top 5 has not taken a pit. Putting Tyler McCullough. Yeah, no problem. Thank you for literally giving me that chance to fix it for you. Zoik Jean actually taking a place over from Ian Abel, but will it matter in the long run as Nunez takes over? Zoik Jean still out there. Robbie and Zach Schneider actually pushing up into the grid once again.
You're at the halfway mark. Keep pushing.
25 minutes in, and I want to give you guys a chance to. Who do you guys think should be movement of the race today? Well, our first candidate is our second highest moved position today with Marco Minson. And he started off in 27th position, has moved up into 19th, giving up 8 spots, or taking 8 spots. Minson currently in 19th, started off in 27th. Then we got, let's see, we didn't see so much of Ian Demler just yet, but he has taken a pit. He started off at 13th, has picked up 5 spots since. And honestly, he's about 10 seconds away from the next group, which is going to be a pretty big favorite. As we have Tyler Trimble. Oh, I was about to say, how is he in first right now? That's right, pit windows have not closed, but we do have Tyler McCullough right behind his heels, so he will not maintain first. But let's see where he ends up, as he has started off over an 18th spot, is now in 17th. Let's see how his late pit strategy will work out for him, as I think he'll remain over into like 15th spot just because of this next pit stop he will need to make. Or is it one of our favorite drivers with Tyler McCullough, as you see, making plays today, tight spots, tight turns. He did start over in 4th, pretty close to the top of the grid. Just not podium, but he does find himself in first place today and leading the race, even with a pit. We do have a drive-through from Fausto Fisher, as he probably got way too fast into the pits, so a drive-through will deem necessary. We do see Zach Schneider actually losing 4 spots today, but we have seen him race quite well given the circumstances. He's been off the track a couple times, still maintaining and fighting for another spot from Fausto. We did see Dan Fernandez earlier in the race really pushing the pace over into the top 3, and did start over in 3rd place, currently in 8th. There is going to be a spot given pretty much from Fisher and another spot from Trimble, as they both need to pit very soon. Fausto is now out. I think he just got DQ'd. So that gives everyone a boost into their standings today. You hate to see it. If you ain't Tyler, you ain't nothing. If you ain't Tyler, you ain't nothing. Yes, you heard it here first. Tyler, nothing. That's what I always say. But the biggest moves is going to be from Marco Minson, who did start off in 27th spot, made 10 spots up, is currently already pitted, and making his way to Schreiber. But Schreiber has been racing fairly well, as he was in the top, gone off into the green a little bit. Another P9 start has lost 7 positions, ending him up in 16th. Vamonos, Benson, vamonos. We have some fans cheering for you. Oh, that was actually getting interesting. Why did we break away? Let's not do that. Was that Anthony Kelly and Dan Fernandez? No. Christian Julian and Brendan Whipple. I think we have a race going on. Julian trying to take over, as we are going to be going on board, or actually rear wing from Whipple. Get ready to cue the heli. Can we get TB2 in 30? I just finished a series with noobs yesterday, and I just was feeling it today at the time. Big pass from the outside from Julian. Brendan Whipple is holding a spot on a momentum turn. Julian's not backing out. Brendan Whipple really taking the backhand off of that, as you need momentum going into the first turn. Brendan Whipple is definitely going to lose a spot, especially coming down to this hairpin, kind of not hairpin, but it's a slide. Oh, and too much of a burn there. I knew it was coming. He was fighting way too hard. Just should have backed up and gone into it. But he was a blue car anyway. All right, we do have another fight going on with Juarez Augusto with Marco Menson. With Team WRT and Marco Menson with Galaxy Team Sports. Now we asked the crew how they felt today going into this race. Marco Menson being one of the out more spoken racers today, and he thought he was gonna place top 10. See if he could actually make that happen, as he is one of the last ones being not lapped on the track. Oh, big moves! I was trying to get to it earlier, but we just didn't get in time. Big. Oh, and another push off from Zach Flat. Tyler McLean actually makes it through. Wow, holy, we have a little heat right now. This group is... Let's get it over to the LA cam, please. That was awesome racing. Oh, another push off. What is going on? What's the black? Wow, Adib Bahar. That was some Flintstones push pops, you know what I'm saying? Man. Oof. You know there's some mid minds right now, especially this deep into the race. Just about 40 minutes in. As you know, Tyler is really hunting him down right now. We're gonna go on board with Tyler. I do want to mention to y'all that Tyler McCullough is 5 seconds away from the whole pace right now. The fastest lap being set by Zach Schneider with a 1:29.7. Getting over to Augusto. Man, I'm so sorry. I mean, I did pick up some pretty good content, if I don't say so myself, as Juarez goes right into the inside of Minson. His team's watching. Minson is giving up. Oh my gosh, too many mental mistakes in those last two turns. Can he make it up though? Good momentum shift here. Coming down the straight. Ooh, is that McCullough right behind them? It is. McCullough is hunting, and he looks hungry. And he sees Marco Minson and Juarez Augusto Jr. as fish bait here. It's like he's just playing with his prey right now. Coming in. As we see Marco Minson. Getting passed up by the leader, Tyler McCullough. Zach Schneider is still on a faster pace than the leader. We could see this gap actually breaking even. Only if Robbie was to get out of the way. Zach does have a pretty good shot at taking over even with 11 minutes to go. It's a 5-second gap. But really, Robbie's putting it on over in the black and orange defense seminar, as we're going to go in the rear wing of Robbie. I do have to say, if you guys are enjoying the content and are not using Twitch Prime, go ahead and please subscribe, as this will bring more and more content your way and allow more events just like this. Zach Schneider really pushing the pace here, but he's just not able to get enough far into it right now. As you can see, he has just a faster pace, but he has to let up. We're going to be cutting on board with Zach here. Oh no! No way. No way. I ruined that. I ruined it. I can't play with it anymore. As we catch another getting off track, that looks like another blue car. As Zach Schneider is now pretty much out of contention for first place. Robbie just giving up more and more time every turn that passes, just about a 1/10 of a second every turn. We're going to be cutting along with Tyler Trimble, as he is now fighting for 14th and 15th place. Tyler Trimble, you see right there in the blue and teal Ferrari. Juarez Augusto right ahead of him by a second and a half. As Tyler McCullough has taken over this whole track right now, as he's lapped all the way up to 14th spot. And still looking for prey, as number 4 from Nate Schreiber is next. And who are we following earlier? Were we going... I think it was Minson? Minson, who elected, maybe it wasn't. Was it Brendan Whipple? I think it might have been Whipple, or even Gallant. Who was, I forget who was holding out. Either way, doesn't seem to have worked out as good for them. But Zoic Jean, still over in 10th spot, has a pretty big gap from everyone else. He is pretty much putting on hot laps at the moment. We do have Connor Cools, who is a second away from Ian Loosecombe, as Ian Loosecombe is a veteran over here. Now remember, next week will be a mid-break into the season, so don't be alarmed. The rookies are going to race. It's just going to be the week after. So stay tuned for that. As pretty much Abel now is contesting for third place. And actually gaining right now. Ian Loosecombe actually just got passed up, but maybe it was due to a tap. Let's try to see if we can get that right back on there. Ooh! Oh, wow. What a clean pass by Ian. Wow. Actually, Connor Cools. That was a really good pass by Connor Cools. Here. Zach Schneider working still in third spot. We do have Trimble getting chased down by Nate Schreiber. Whoa, we see him going off. Tyler Trimble going sideways. Can Nate get through that cleanly as he passes over to the left-hand side? Coming down the straightaway into this good momentum turn. Cutting away over to the action with Dan and Whipple. Whipple, who is in 18th spot. 2 minutes remain. Into the race, Zach Schneider gets a little bit off. Abel and Schreiber follow the same. No, we have a drive-through from Schreiber. Oh, wow, Tyler Trimble. Number 12 slides off again. Ooh, Christian Julian slides off. That's number 12. Following along with Anderson Nunez. Brendan Whipple right behind.
Neither has finished the race.
Great win by McCullough. I didn't even know it was the last lap. I was just enjoying what we had going on. Great win by McCullough as Robbie now takes second. We have Zach Schneider over in third. Great finish from him. Ian Abel almost making his way onto the podium. Great effort by Abel, honestly. Also, Fisher over in the 5th spot. And Fernandez finishing over in 6th. Brett Storm in 7th place as Anthony Kelly is making his way. As Zachary Flatt, Augusto 12th and 13th. Anthony Kelly finishes over in 8th. We see Christian Julian in 15th, Minson in 16th, Schreiber finishing in 17th, Brendan Whipple 18th, Cools 19th, Lutcombe 20th, Nunez 21st. Actually, Sweargan was 21st. Nunez 22nd, Joe Fernardi in 23rd, and last but not least, Trouble in 24th. I will see you guys next week, and I hope to see you there. Later.
So you wanna go to war with me? You're talking like you think you're royalty. You think that I'm afraid, but I don't break. I heard you question my stability. You think I'll fall just like a guillotine, but I am here to stay, won't look away. The storm is coming, so you better start running. No, you can't control, feel it in my bones. I'm coming for it, coming for it. Coming for the throne. Coming for the throne. So you wanna be my enemy? You should've known I'd never kiss the rain. Ice runs in my veins, won't play it safe. I don't belong with your nobility. Who died and made you king of anything?